Hi friends, welcome to my channel. So today we are going to discuss about an important topic which is probability. I have some basics of probability, so we are going to discuss the basics of probability. So let's start. Unlocking the power of probability, understanding the odds, predicting the future, and making informed decision. So our today's agendas are what is probability, defining the fundamental concept and its real world relevance. Number two is key concept and terminology, exploring essential vocabulary like event, outcome, and sample space. And third one is types of probability, distinguish between theoretical, experimental, and subjective probability. And fourth one is calculating probabilities, means we are practicing example and simple formula to get started. Real world application we have from weather forecast to financial market, these probabilities shapes our world. And the sixth one is key takeaway and next step, summarizing core ideas and encouraging further exploration. So these are our today's agendas. So now we are going to discuss about, first of all, we must have to know about what exactly probability is. So probability is a branch of mathematics concerning numerical description how likely an event is to occur. It's expressed as a number between 1 and 0 and 1, where 0 indicate impossibility and 1 indicate certainty. So think of it as quantifying uncertainty, whether we are flipping a coin or forecasting scale. Probability gives us and a framework to understand what might happen. So there's an important point here. Probability, it's express a number between 0 and 1. This is important thing. You must have to keep this one in your mind that this is very much important. It's expressed as a number between 0 and 1. It is between 0 and 1. Probability is between 0 and 1. It's not between 0 and 2, 3, no, no. Probability is between 0 and 1. What? Where 0 indicates impossibility and 1 indicates certainty. And 0 indicates possibility. 0 indicate possible. 0 indicate impossibility, sorry, and 1 indicates certainty. So these are important things. So I will, at the end of this video, I will tell you what the actually means between 0 and 1. So at the end of this, we will do this thing. So now we have to move to our next slide in our essential vocabularies. You are probably to look. What are our essential vocabularies? These are important in probability. First one is outcome. A single possible result of an experiment or event is called outcome. For example, getting hats when flipping a coin. Outcome are the results, means these are the results of an experiment or event. If you will flip a coin, means there are two possibilities. Means the outcome will be two outcomes. Means there are two possibilities. It may be hat or tail. There are two possibilities. It might be hat or tail. So means there are two possibilities and the outcomes are two. So now move to our next slide. Event. Event, a set of one or more outcome from an experiment is called event. For example, rolling an even number on a six-sided die. Event actually is a set of one or more outcome. It's a set. Set means collection of well-defined distinct objects is called set. It's a set of one or more outcome. It's a set. There will be, if we will roll a die, the even number are three there. Three even numbers are there. Means it's a set of even numbers. It means there are more outcomes, one or more outcomes. So third one is simple space. Simple space. The set of all possible outcome from an experiment is called simple space. Example: a single die roll, the simple space. We will write simple space. What there is the outcome. We write the outcome in a simple space by curly brackets. So means this is, we can write probability of event is equal to, we will do like this, is equal to, we will use curly brackets and 1 and whatever these things are, 1 2 3, and we will use like this. These curly brackets are used for simple space. So let's move to our next slide. So what's in our next slide? That three ways to look at likelihood. Number one is, I think, theoretical probability, and second one, first of all, we have to know what actually theoretical probability. Based on the logical reasoning and known possibilities without actual experience, it should happen. And the first one is, example, the probability of rolling a 3 on a fair die is 1 over there will be a roll outcome of 6 total. Based on the logical reasoning and known possibilities without actual experience. It's what should happen. Means the theoretical probability tell us that you are experiencing. You are not experienced. You don't know. There is uncertainty. This is, if you will roll that, it may be 1, it may be 2, it may be 3, it may be 4, it may be 5, and it may be 6. You are not sure about the result. This probability is called theoretical probability. Now, what the second probability is, experimental probability. What actually experimental probability is? So, derived from actual experiment and observation, it's what has happened. It's what has happened. Should happen. What has happened means that if you flip a coin 10 100 times and get heads 48 times, the experimental probability of head is 14 over 100 or 0.48. Means it means these things are important. So this one, and sorry very much, these things are important. It's what has happened and what should happen. In theoretical body, what should happen? In experimental body, what has happened? It's happened that 10 times if you flip a coin and you will get 48 times, the experiment probability is 14 over 100. 48 over 100. So this is subjective probability. I'm not sure about subjective probability. Let it. I know. Let it. Of your importance. This is not of your importance. Please cross it. If you want to screenshot it, screenshot. So I don't know about something about subjective probability. I'm only sure about these probabilities. So this one I don't know what actually this one is. So you can search this one at the Google. So now you have to move to the next slide. That I have a simple formula here for probability. I have a simple formula. Can you know about the simple formula? I was very much simple formula. Everyone can understand what the simple formula is. It's very much simple. So I'm showing in your screen. I have a simple formula of probability. So this one is the simple formula. Probability of event is equal to number of favorable outcome divided by total number of possible outcome. This is the formula for probability. It's important. Okay, it's very much important. So my screenshot is this one is very much important. So a fundamental formula helps us to calculate how likely an event is. The formula that how likely an event is. So it's important. So now we move to the next slide. I have some example of probability. Calculating probability. Let's practice. Now we are going to practice probability in your real life. So first one is drawing a dick. Drawing a card from a dick means you are also sure about the cards like this shape. This, I think like this type of shapes are there, the cards. So I'm unable to draw there in my mobile phone. So like this. I think like this they are. Like this, and there are how many cards in? I think there are 52 cards in a deck. So maybe it is king, 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 king. I think there are 4 kings. 12 or 4. I don't know about this thing. So first, example number 1 is drawing a card. What is the probability of drawing a red card from a standard 54 deck? What the question said that you are drawing a card. The question said that what is the probability of drawing a red card from a standard 52 decks? This is important. The red cards is saying the red cards are drawing. So they have the answer also here. The answer, the favorable outcomes are 26, 13 hertz and 13 diamonds are there too. Is 26. So total outcome 52, and the probability of red is equal to 26 or 50. Means they are 13 hertz and 13, and the diamonds means the total is 52. 26 in the probability is 50%. Example number 2, rolling 2 dice. There are 2 dice, means this type of dice are there. There are 2 dice are there, means this dice. Dice is I think like this shape, maybe like. I'm doing the die. I'll try my best. Okay, it's very much difficult to do. I have to make this side almost this much. Okay, now this is right. Okay, now okay, now this is right. Okay. Okay, now we are going to do some line over here. Means okay, what? Just I'm going to take a screenshot here. Please delete it. Okay. So I mean, this like the cube. I think the cube is like this now. I think this much the cube is. Okay, I will try. Okay, okay. I'm unable to try. Yeah, that's six. I think sides are there. So rolling two dice. There are two dice. Means one is this one, and another one is I hope this one. Two dice. What is the probability of rolling a sum of six with two six-sided die? So number of allowed outcome. Okay, now this is important. This question, what actually this question is asking from us that what is the probability of sum of seven with two six-sided die? This is important. You are I think confused here that what is the sum? There's not seven in a six-sided die. It means it is a sum. This one is important. Just look, I have read it. It's color right. A sum of seven. Sum if you will sum that one, it gets seven. Favorable outcome. What are the favorable outcome? The favorable outcomes are and the favorable outcomes are 1 6, 2 5, 3 4, 4 3, 5 2, 6 1. There are six favorable outcomes. If we 1 plus 6, 7, 2 plus 5, 7, 3 plus 4, 7, 4 plus 3, 7, 5 plus 2, 7, 6 plus 1, 7. You add this thing, the answer is 7. So there are how many favorable outcomes? There are 7 favorable outcomes. 6 favorable outcomes, sorry. So I have answer also here. Total outcomes are 6. The total outcomes of the if you roll two dice means you can multiply this thing in 36 total outcomes, and sum of probability of sum of 7 is equal to 6 over 36. It is 1 over 6. So this was the answer. Now we are going to have some example here. I have some example of probability here. So probability in real world. In a real world, where probability is used. The first one is I think we have weather forecasting. Means a weather. Meteorologists use complex probability models to predict rain, snow, or sunshine. Meteorologist means the person who study weather, climate, whatever these things, use complex probability model to predict. They are predicting. Yeah, they are not sure about the result. They are predicting that might be tomorrow there may be rain or snow or sunshine. So they are predicting in their real world. Meteorologists are. The second one is I have that medical diagnosis. A doctor use possibilities to use interpret test results and assess disease likelihood. And the doctors are using also in a hospital the probabilities are the doctors are using use probability to interpret test results and assess disease likelihood. The fourth one is financial and investing. Analyze assess the probability of stock price movement or investment return. And in games and sports is also using that from a card games to better odds probability is at the core of strategy and risk. So the third one we have is what we have understanding uncertainty, making better choices. And now we are going to understand what this actually uncertainty is. So probability isn't just about math; it's about equipping you with a framework to navigate a world full of unknown. So the only way to make sense of change is to plumb into it, move with it, and join the dance. By understanding life, you can make more informed decision making, risk, and even predict trade and whether in your personal life or career. So this was awareness. So at last, we will have told you before that probability is always between 0 and 1. Probability is between 0 and 1. I have told you that probability is always between 0 and 1. What happened to this one here? Would be good if we can do like this. So probability is between 0 and 1. So I have told you that probability is always between 0 and 1. So now we are going to draw that. So probability means this like number. This probability means that it's between 0 and 1. For example, I'm going to draw a number line here. So you will see here what. So this one is a number line means. So here is 0 and here is 1. So we will write 1 here and 2 here. 2 here means it is 0.5. No, sorry, I have done not good. It's no, we have done. This is 0 and this is 1. And here is 0.5. So here is 6. No, sorry. Now this is 5 to 1 and this is 0 to 1. So probability is always between 0 and 1. What this 0 means? Okay, this is not good here. I have to draw this one here. It would be good if I can draw this one here. Now this one is I put right. It is 0. This one is 1. This one is 1 and this is 0.5. The probability is between 0 and 1 means these are probability 0 means it means it's not possible. I have one example here. One example of 0. Sunrise in the west. It is right, it's correct or wrong? Tell me. I have example of 1. This one means this one. I am telling about this one. So I have the example of this one. So sun rise in the east. Which one is correct? This one is right or this one is right? I think this one is right and this one is incorrect. Means sun is not rising in the east. Sun is always rising in the east. It's not rising in the west. So it means that it is not right. It's a full probability that it is not right. You are sure about the result that it is not right. Probability means the probability of sun rising in the west is 0. That is incorrect. And the probability of sun rising in the east is 100%. And the probability of sun rising in the west is 0%. So this is the example of 0 and 1. So I hope you have understood. So now we are going to have an example of 0.5 in our real life situation. So now we are going to have an example of 0.5. Means we are not sure about this. Yeah, now we have a 0.5 here. So means this is 0.5. Sorry, 0.5. So 0.5 means 0.5 example. So example of 0.5 in our real life is flipping a coin. FLIPING, flipping a coin. Flipping a coin. A lot of examples are in our life. That flipping a coin here means if you flip a coin, there might be two possibilities. That might be head or tail. There are two possibilities, two chance. Maybe that means this is example of 0.5. So this was the example of 0.5 in our real life. Now we are going to understand what actually this 0. Now we are going to have an example of this one. I think so here is I think the 3 and here is I think maybe 7. It's between 4 and 7. So means 0.3 is 0.7. So means that so now we are have an example of 0.3. Predicting weather forecast. Weather forecast means this is example of means that I have example here. So this is weather forecast. I have the example here. Means this is the example. Means I think the meteorologist that tomorrow there will be 7.7 rain. Rain means there is 7. This is the example point, and there will be and what is the probability there will be no rain means 0.3. This is example of 0.3 and this is example of 0.7. Means there will be tomorrow there will be 0.7 a chance there will be rain and 0.3 there will be no rain. Means 70% there will be rain and 30% there will be no rain. So this was today our interesting topic. So thank you for watching. So this was our interesting topic of today. So key takeaway and next step. We have forgotten this one. So now we are going to probability quantify likelihood 0 and 1. So this was my last slide. This is between quantify likelihood between 0 and 1. I have told you now. I have practiced with you. This one is 0 to 1. We have practiced, and now this one is types. This is our last we are summarizing the core ideas now. So types: theoretical, experimental probability, subjective probability, and key terms are outcome, event, and sample space, and practical formula for probable and total. This is very much important, that this is probabilities, all probabilities between, and probability quantified likelihood, probability quantified likelihood, likelihood 0 to 1. It quantifies likelihood 0 to 1, and key terms are outcome, event, and sample space, and the types are a type and the type and the, so probability quantified likelihood between probability quantified likelihood between 0 to 1, and key terms are outcome, event, and sample space, and the types: probability type of theoretical, experiment, and subjectivity. In simple formula and practical formula, we have favorable divided by total. So this was our today's topic, and the last, ready to dive deeper, explore conditional probability, perpetual, and combination to expand your answer. In our next video, we will explore about conditional probability, permutation probability, combination probability. In our next video, we will understand this one. So thank you for this. So thank you for what. So at the last, and thank you for watching my video. So please subscribe my YouTube channel for more videos. So if you haven't subscribed, please. ZûHÄB official is always with you. Thank you for watching.